All right, if you have any requests, feel free to shout them out if you are wanting to practice today. um, if not, we are just gonna get started. So, let's see, we're all good to go. So let's just take a seated position on your mat. Place your right hand over your heart. Take that left hand, place it over your belly. And then close your eyes. And I just want you to start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. I'm gonna plug my computer in real quick. So keep that breathing going, steady inhaling and exhaling. Maybe start to focus on that ujjayi breath as well. As you swirl the air in the back of your throat, creating an ocean-like sound. Take a few more breaths here. Eventually, roll over and take a seated position on your heels now. So up on our knees. We're gonna inhale, reach our arms up over our head. And then exhale to the side. Drop the hips off slightly to the left. Exhale, inhale the arms back up. And exhale to the side. Drop the hips slightly, really stretching through that side body. Inhale the arms up. Once again, to the side. Take this at your own pace. Maybe taking deeper stretches, or maybe you move quickly through this. Take that gaze up to the ceiling, right under your triceps, so lifting through your shoulder, opening through the chest. Connecting your movement to your breath. Eventually, inhale your arms both up. Exhale out your mouth, arms by your side. Take those shoulders up to your ears, roll them back. Really lifting that chest, maybe dropping your chin back. And bringing it up. Drop the chin forward and just roll it really gently in front of you. Tucking the chin. Not making any full circles with the head. Being really gentle on the neck. If you'd like to, take a few cat-cow in the seated position, rounding through the spine. And then pulling the chest through, maybe releasing the head back. Take a few more of these if that feels good. Maybe finding other movement here. Eventually making your way all the way to a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Drop the belly down, taking the chin up. Inhale, round through the belly. Drawing the belly button up and in, tuck that chin. Exhale down. Inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, draw it down. Maybe drop the head, take some head rolls. Maybe you make some big circles with your hips. Finding movement here. Connecting to your ujjayi breath. Eventually finding a still neutral position. Plant those hands and maybe paw the ground, lifting one hand up at a time. Feeling the energy transfer, maybe you shift position of your hands. Eventually planting them both down. Spread your fingertips really wide into the mat. Feel the energy from the ground coming up all the way to your shoulders. Really strong, straight arms. And then tuck the back left toes, extending that left leg out behind you. Flex toes towards the ground, gazing at the mat still. Keeping that neck really long, engaging through the core. Eventually extending out fully through that right arm. Trying to keep our body square to the ground. Maybe take a few more moments to really lengthen. Try to keep your body stable. Keep breathing here. And then plant it down. Take a few cat-cow. Releasing the back. Eventually coming back to that neutral position. Think about that energy coming up from the floor, raising all the way to your back. Draw that belly button up and in, and then tuck those back right toes and shift the leg out, keeping the toes flexed down towards the floor. Extending back, keeping that leg parallel to the ground. Eventually floating that left arm up, extending it forward, keeping the chin towards the mat. Long neck. Engaging through the core. Keeping those ribs tucked in under the body. Eventually planting that hand down. Keeping the hips up like this, we're going to extend our arms forward to a puppy pose. So your gaze can either be forward, or you maybe plant your forehead on the mat, but keeping those hips raised over the knees. Let those arms extend forward in a parallel fashion, stretching the shoulders. Take a few moments here to breathe. Eventually swimming through to a Sphinx position. Plant those forearms down on the mat. Take a couple head rolls here, dropping the chin. Maybe thinking about pulling that belly button up and in. Maybe take the shoulders up, rolling them back, bringing the chest forward. Maybe you press the tops of the feet into the mat, engaging through the legs. Again, it's a very active pose. Eventually dropping all the way down. Take those arms behind you, palms up to the sky. Keep those big toes together. And then we're gonna lift our legs and lift our chest. Floating our arms up as well. Thinking about lengthening here, drawing those toes back, head forward, and then lifting as well. In a gentle Shalabhasana pose. Building some heat here. Keep those toes together. Eventually releasing down. Plant the hands by the shoulder, gently press up, maybe not straightening fully through the elbows. Drawing that belly button up and in. And then shifting back to a child's pose, knees wide spread, arms extended forward. Drop the forehead to the mat. Reconnect to your breath here. Maybe find some length, stretching that tailbone back, fingertips forward. Make your way back to a tabletop position. We're going to inhale our right arm up to the sky, gazing up at the thumb. And then interlace it underneath the body, lifting those hips to the sky. Take a nice right side shoulder stretch. Maybe you extend fully through that left arm, whatever feels nice. Maybe you keep it there and press against the floor. Remembering to breathe. Making your way back to child's position, arms extended forward. When you're ready, come back up to a tabletop. Inhale, lift the left arm up, gazing up at the thumb. And then interlace it underneath the body, keeping the hips lifted. Take a gentle shoulder stretch for that left side. Keeping your breath steady here. When you're ready, extend both your arms forward again, maybe taking that child's position if it feels nice. Eventually coming up. We're going to make our way to our backs now. Rolling onto our backs. Bring your knees into your chest. You can see. Just rock side to side. Hugging those knees into the chest. Extending out through the left leg. Keep that right knee hugged in. Maybe take some circles here with the knee. Loosening up that hip joint. When you're ready, bring that knee in and then take it across the body. Keeping that right shoulder tucked towards the ground. Relaxing into this posture. Breathing freely. Take a couple more breaths. And then make your way back to a neutral position at center. Hug that knee in. And then extend it out, bringing that left knee in towards your chest. Take a couple circles here with that hip. Eventually hugging that leg in and then draw it across the body. Keeping that left shoulder on the ground. Breathing freely here. Take that leg back to center, maybe taking both your legs into your chest now. Take a couple rocks side to side. Maybe you take your knees in a circle, massaging out those hips, or maybe bringing them in tighter to massage out the upper back. Doing what you'd like here, trying to touch every position on your back, massaging it out, getting really comfortable. Eventually bringing your legs to a happy baby position, grabbing the outer edges of your feet. Draw those knees into your armpits. Hugging the legs down. Maybe rock side to side. Massaging up the lower back. Eventually plant those feet down. You take the palms up to the sky and windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Releasing the lower back. When you're ready, take that right foot up and over across the left, taking the ankle across. We're going to interlace our arms underneath that left hamstring, pulling up to a reclined pigeon pose. So stretching that right hip, making our exhales longer than our inhales. Releasing down. Take that leg in the same position, draw it over to the left, taking a twist position with that leg still up on the left leg. Slightly different stretch. And back to center. Take the legs out, extend them long. And then bring them back up, planting the heels by your hips. Take the left leg up and over now. Coming to that same reclined position, take the hands, interlace them underneath the right hamstring. Pulling gently, stretching that left hip. Continue to breathe here. Eventually planting that right foot down. Keep the left foot up and then shift the legs over, taking a little twist, slightly different stretch. And back to center. Take one more happy baby pose, wrapping the hands around the outer edges of the feet, rocking side to side. And then coming down, extend both the legs out, drawing the palms up towards the sky. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. And start to relax the body, starting with the toes. Committing to fully stay still. Traveling up the leg to the calves, to the thighs, to the hips, committing to fully stay still, to the lower back and abdomen, to the chest, to the shoulders and arms, to the hands, to your head, relaxing the face, lying fully still in your final pose, Shavasana. eventually start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back to your body. Maybe noticing the sounds within the room and outside of the room. Maybe you start to make smaller movements here, wiggling the fingers and toes, eventually making greater movements, warming the body back up. If you'd like, feel free to roll to your favorite side. Eventually making your way to a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. Maybe close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Once again, inhaling through the nose and exhaling. One more big inhale through the nose. This time releasing through the mouth. Great practice today. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Namaste.